Yeah, it's going right now.
Okay. All right, Dan. So I'm gonna start
going
the
right
music, and I don't know if we can really give you a signal. So.
No, you just do it how you do it.
Yeah, I'll listen to when it sounds cool, and then I'll say some shit. We'll talk for a couple minutes, and then I'll get off the phone and go to bed.
Okay.
Nice.
Candy Teeth Radio.
Candy
Episode
Teeth
14.
What's going on, Dan?
We're going global, baby.
Yeah. What's up with you? How come you sound funny?
Well, I'm coming to you on a speakerphone. I'm calling in from the Virgin Islands, man. I'm sitting here on lovely St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, and it's really cool. It's a great place.
Is it beautiful out? Is it beautiful weather and all that?
Oh man, yeah, we just got here today. It's a long travel. It's a long travel to get to St. Croix from Seattle. But yeah, man, the people are awesome, dude. Everyone you meet, everyone you run into, like strangers say hi to each other.
What?
And they're like, yeah, strangers will straight up say hi to each other. They'll strike up conversations.
Whoa.
Just like make friends.
They like look at each other?
They look at each other and say hi.
No way.
Whoa.
Multitaskers.
Talented people.
Yeah, this is a talented nation you're visiting there.
What are you doing there?
I am here. My lovely wife and I are on vacation for a few days, and then she's going to be hosting a woman's retreat with her partner, and I'll be doing some assistance there, like some food prep and transportation needs, whatnot. So it's a little work, a little play, and super cool, man. Probably like the coolest place I've ever been. We fell in love with it right away.
Yeah. Get a lot of photos.
Oh yeah, dude! I'm gonna take so many. A lot of the buildings here, they were built in like the 1700s, and so it's super old, has so much history. And I'm just learning about it because we've only been on this island for like half of a day.
Yeah.
But the next time I talk to you guys, next week, I'm still going to be out of town. And so the next episode, I might have a couple more tidbits. And then when I get back, I can really,
break it down.
Everything I know about the Virgin Islands.
Nice.
Have you gone swimming yet?
I haven't gone swimming yet. I stuck my toe in the water, and it feels real good. But there were some, there's so many Rastas. There's so many Rastafarians, like, everywhere. And the Rastafarians were swimming off of the public pier.
Oh, so
like
you can't swim in that water or you'll get high?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Right. I should go swimming in it right now. But, yeah, man, there's lots of Rastafarians with, like, the big dreadlock hats. They have, like, so many dreads that are all stuffed up in their hats, so it looks like a big, giant, like, turban on their head. It's really cool.
Yeah.
They're, like, all swimming up there with their wives and their kids in the water and just striking up conversations, man. We're going to go swimming tomorrow. I guess a big cruise ship's coming in, and so it changes the city all up, and there's vendors everywhere, and it's a big deal when a cruise ship comes to town. So we're going to check that vibe out tomorrow, and yeah, man, can't wait to tell you guys more about it.
Heck yeah. Well, it's late for you, right? Are you 4 hours different?
I'm 4 hours different, yeah, man. It's a getting to be a late one, and it's a long travel too. So I'm gonna head off and get myself to bed. But yeah, man, episode 14 is a good one. I just mixed up 13.
Yeah,
and it should be dropping. It's dropping in the morning.
Oh, nice,
cool.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you know it. Take care, guys.
Yeah, you too.
All right, Dan. Have a good rest.
Stay alive.
Yeah,
you too. Awesome.
Nice. Well, that must be a pretty cool place to visit, I would imagine.
Yeah, I like his little. He's getting a lot of these little work play trips.
Yeah.
I
still
that.
don't understand how come you can't swim with the Rastas. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like,
what's that? You can't swim with the Rastas?
That's what it seemed like to me. Like, oh, we couldn't go on the beach because they were down there. So what's up? Did I misinterpret that? Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I was cracking the weed joke. I didn't even get it.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Rastafarians.
Seems like, well, I don't know. Maybe you don't want to though. Dreadlocks get weird. Maybe a whole bunch of them in one spot.
It's like kelp.
Yeah.
Kelp fields, man.
Made out of hair.
That can be fun. Yeah.
That can be fun. Kelp fields made out of hair can be fun.
I don't know about the made out of hair part.
Wait a
But
minute.
when you're swimming and you feel those, like, everyone...
tickling.
Oh, no, I hate that.
I hate that too, and then that's why I like it, you know?
Oh, yeah, no. Mm-mm. When I'm swimming, like, I don't want to feel anything but water.
Yeah.
I don't know that Wild Waves wave pool back when you were 13. Nothing.
What?
That is.
Did you step on something gross?
I'm not a creep. No, not at all.
Okay,
I
well,
felt a couple
get
things.
It. Yes, I get it.
It wasn't my fault. It's a wave pool. You know, it's not. I just let my hands get loose.
We're in the waves. What can I do?
The Rastafarians would love the wave pool. So
But then you
get
couldn't go
loose
in there
man.
when they're in
You
there.
get loose, dude. Maybe that's why I couldn't do it, because it was a long flight, long trip, and then you get so loose in the water, you know?
Yeah, you
like,
might come
it's
up
all
missing.
love. It's all, like, relaxing. And,
You might
and then
float
you get
away.
into it, and you're like, oh, yeah.
I could drown right now.
Where the hell's land? You're out a couple miles from shore? What the hell happened?
Don't worry about it. Just go with it, brother. I'm into it. I want to go there right now.
Yeah. If we had the, if I could snap my fingers and we could be there.
Can time
Bam.
machines go sideways?
Sideways time machine?
Slideways.
Yeah, right? Forget the hot tub part. Can it go sideways?
Wait a minute. Who are you? We're talking to somebody you guys don't even know who he is.
Oh, yeah. If
Who
that was Dan on the
are
phone,
you?
then
Wait a
who's
minute.
sitting right here?
Wait a
Who's
minute.
that third voice?
Wait a minute. I think it's Dave Bloomfield from Seattle. Yay! Whoop!
Holla!
Thanks for coming on a moment's notice to fill in.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, this is rad. It's
It's
rad.
fun.
I love the feel here.
How
I'm
come
a
you
little
didn't?
bit under the weather for
Uh-huh.
some reason, but you have to excuse the sniffles.
Now I'm gonna add some just for fun. Dave Bloomfield.
I'm putting
Yeah,
back a little bit of Grandpa's cough medicine to take care of it.
So, well, did you get a cold or what happened?
What kind of sick? What kind of sick?
I just got over being sick for like 2 weeks.
Ugh.
Then I had a nice 1 week off of being sick. And now I think it's allergies. I was cutting wood at the studio last night and got a bunch of like sawdust everywhere, and I didn't have protection.
That tormented life.
So you got sawdust sick.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
soon as
I
I
hate
got
that.
home and I was blowing my nose, I was like, no more of that. No more of that non-protection for here on out.
For little Davey.
The sinuses are affecting my mind too. That's why there's a lot of break in these sentences.
Man.
Don't
It's
go
fun
to
to watch.
English class. Don't go to English class with sinus problems because you're not going to be able to form sentences. It's speech class or theater.
Yeah, no, you'll get an F for sure. You're going to get kicked out of class.
Just stumbling through sentences.
Leave my classroom!
The theater is the theater is serious. Yeah, there is no stumbling in the theater.
In the theater. Theater of the mind.
The little theater. If you're in junior high, you got the big theater, you got the little theater.
Junior varsity.
Yeah.
Varsity.
Have you heard about the BBC pop-up thing?
BBC Papa. Huh.
They're doing a thing where they go around and they
Make pancakes for everyone.
Pop-up pancakes for everyone in America. City
Just
by
kidding.
city. No, they're going around and they're doing like all these cities, like 6 cities that are gonna be cool, but they're not quite there yet, or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sort of a weird distinction, I think, to get.
Mm-hmm.
Your city's kind of whack, but it's gonna not be whacked sometime soon.
Is
It's in this
Algona
group
on there?
of ones that there's gonna be a couple that aren't whack. So we're gonna check them all out. So when the couple that aren't whack, we're gonna be like, look, see, we were right.
We were that first.
We were that fast. These stupid Americans, dirty. But so they're here now for a month.
In Tacoma?
Yeah.
Did they skip over Algona?
Yeah, they skipped Algona.
Algona and Pacific?
Yeah.
I
They
think
didn't have a
I
problem with
was
Algona
looking at the
and
website, and
Pacific?
it looks like they actually like drove around it.
They went through Puyallup.
I didn't know that was a city. I lived here my whole life.
Yeah, never heard of
Algona
Yeah.
and Pacific.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is it Algona Pacific?
I don't know.
Or is it Algona and
They're
it.
both
It's a
so
railroad
small.
company.
Is it? It's true.
So they're in Tacoma.
Yeah.
I used to snowboard with some guy whose dad was some guy in Pacific. For Pacific. That was amazing.
So this show is
That's
about
a pretty hard to verify story. I don't know.
No,
Our
it's
listeners
totally,
can take that to heart.
totally true.
the show is about cities that are gonna be cool, or
I think it's just like they're looking at like what's going on in like the arts and then social things and in these different cities. that
And they
they've
just go
identified.
straight to all the wrong people.
yeah, they always do that. That's definitely
It's awesome.
the news does that constantly. So then why wouldn't they do it too?
Well, because they get it from the news. Like they call the local news station and be like, "Hey, who should we talk to?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we just talked to this guy with one arm, and he was telling us about a house fire that he saw in 1989. We were trying to talk about someone who got hit by a car.
You should have seen that fucker go up.
And we had to leap him a bunch, you know.
It's
Crazy. And hopefully this never happens to anybody ever again. That's always the tagline on the news.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pedestrian that got hit in a crosswalk. It's gonna happen. Sorry. It's gonna happen. Hopefully this never happens to anyone
No.
again. Well, people are on cell phones when they're driving. You're gonna get
Uh-huh.
so people just aren't gonna make it that day.
Hope ain't gonna cut it.
So they're in Tacoma. Do you know any other cities?
Yes. I just have to make some typing noises.
Clickety click, clackety clackety, clickety clack, clickety click, clickety clack clack. Excuse me, I had kind of hiccups going on over here. I know that they are doing like all across the country, so it's it's not like it's like they're doing Portland too or whatever. It's like it's like Montana or Missouri or something. It's like they're all spread out like over the whole country. I think.
That's what I think.
But when they were here, I saw, at least when I was looking at the website, one of the things that they were doing was they were like at Jason Lee, filming the glass blowing program and
Nice.
that kind of stuff. I'm sure they heard, Tacoma's a glass blowing town,
Yeah,
so
they
they're
should
like,
fit,
there's
but-
a school where kids do
Yeah.
this, like they had to go there. It makes sense.
Is it just like so it's BBC? I don't know much about it, but I always just think of it as it's going to be like the fine arts, the higher arts.
Yeah.
Dude, today is the day of voices, the theater and the higher arts. But are they going to talk about like 6th Ave? Man, 6th Ave is so rad now. It's like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like its own little slice of like nightlife.
Yeah.
That Tacoma seemed to... Well, I haven't lived in Tacoma since 2000, 2001. But I was always thinking, like, yeah, if there was like a vibrant little nightlife spot, that's 6th Ave now. It's rad.
Right.
Yeah. I was on there. I was there the other day, and I was thinking that. I was like, whoa. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, every time I drive through there, I'm like, oh, why do I have to like wait for all this traffic and like why are there people everywhere? I'm like, oh yeah, it's happening down here. People like to hang out. But it's cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool restaurants and everything right
Yeah.
nearby.
We went to the Pancake House, right? This is it's like a chain that they just opened there.
Oh really?
Yeah, right across the street from Taco Bell.
Huh.
In case you're from
across
not
the street from Taco Bell.
Yeah, in case you're not from
Sounds like-
Tacoma, just picture it across the street from the Taco Bell in your town.
Yeah, and it looks exactly the same.
Like that's a world famous Taco Bell in 6th Ave.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had like at least 3 people in the last week. Oh, that's right across the street from Taco Bell. I'm like, how many how many ways does that street go? You know, it's crazy.
Like they put Taco Bell in the middle of like a 7-sided block all by itself. So it's like there's 7 things across the street from.
That Taco Bell's so rad too because it's just the same, you know. It's
the whole time.
thing. Yeah,
since I was in high school.
just holding it down.
Just holding it down, slanging,
Same paint job.
slanging and banging.
It's rad. I love
24 hours
that
a day.
too. Like I love like downtown Tacoma and like 6th Ave. The thing that is so rad being from Seattle now, like living in Seattle, well, temporarily because I'm going to be moving to Burien, beautiful Burien in a little bit.
Beautiful Bury.
Beautiful Burien, Washington.
Nice.
But the thing that I think is rad about all the old buildings is like Seattle has this addiction of like tearing down anything that's more than like 5 years old. You know? Like so many buildings are getting tore down now that even if people are trying to be like, oh, this is a historical site, like they're just tearing them down too fast, you know?
Like before you can petition to like have it saved or whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah, like Dan was talking about where he's at, and those buildings are from the 1700s.
St. Louis. Oh, right now.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Seattle is like everything is going to be like,
They got no
oh
Wi-Fi,
yeah, look
though.
at these older buildings we have. That's from 1992. You know,
Right.
that's the way it's going to be soon. Tear it down, build a new one.
Tear it down, build a new one. Tear it down.
Wait till we get another crunch.
They get that. They gotta get rid of that. They call it grunge.
Yeah.
Well, every year at this time, craters lurk in the road ahead, just waiting to wreak havoc on that drive to work that can put you on a detour to the mechanic. We're starting this story tonight because potholes affect so many of us, and
Dave Bloomfield from Seattle
has had enough.
Potholes in the road.
Potholes in the road.
Potholes in the road.
Potholes in the road. Not even potholes, just like manhole covers and shit. I'm like, dude, fuck, can I just get on a fucking straight road, you know? So I'm like hitting all these things, and I just thought to myself, like I had this moment of clarity, I'm like, why the fuck do I get so annoyed about that? Like, it's not going to change, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
around.
yeah, quit thinking about potholes in the road. Right when I was like, turning it around, I hit the fucking worst fucking pothole I've ever hit. Like, I was like, holy shit, if all the air isn't displaced from my tire, I'll be surprised.
Wow.
But I was like, the law of attraction or whatever, when you're visualizing shit, you're supposed to say, you take the potholes out of the equation and you just think of only smooth road.
Right.
Ever since that day, like, everything's been fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, dude. I was like, that pothole's legal?
Boom,
How is that fucking thing illegal? How is there not a conspiracy of like a tire company put that there?
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. And it was right where my fucking tire is. Are you kidding me? Fucking stupid.
That's why there was a jackhammer in the back of that tow truck. You never noticed that?
What?
No.
Have you seen tow trucks lately? Like
strategically placed.
Have you seen the thing with tow trucks lately where they have the spikes in the wheels on their hubcap? They have like the big spikes.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. I always just figure like, whoops, fucked up in traffic, and then they tear your wheel apart. You know? Yeah. Oh well, I got a tow truck. I can tow you out.
I wonder if it's to protect them against like people like getting in other vehicles and trying to chase them down because they towed their car.
Maybe.
Oh,
Like, you try to ram them or some shit, and it just fucks up your car.
Tear up your whole...
They're like, yeah, when you're done getting pissed off, here's our. They like throw the card at you for the towing company phone number. Drive off with your first car.
My buddy's towing.
Call me if you need a tow.
That is funny. Dude, I got this thing to talk about. There's a company called Brewdog, right? That makes beer.
Brewdog.
Brewdog. And I think it's German.
Brewdog.
Like, don't hold me to it, but I think they're German.
Okay.
They have this whole line of beer called The End of Time. right?
Okay.
And the cool part is, it's like one of the most expensive beers on the planet. I had that.
Is it pink?
It's not pink. Wow. There is a pink beer that's way too expensive, but we'll get into that some other time.
Okay.
It comes in a taxidermied squirrel.
What?
Or stout.
Or a stout.
You know what a stout is?
Is that another animal?
Yeah.
I thought it was a kind of beer.
Yeah.
It's also, I know, it's good. That's what they're thinking. It's also known as a short-tailed weasel.
Oh.
And so the bottle's inside of it, right? Where the neck of it comes out of the mouth. The neck of it comes out of the neck.
That's gross, kind of.
It's pretty to hold a dead squirrel and drink out of its mouth.
So wait a minute, though. Where are they getting all these squirrels from?
Wouldn't you feel like...
And stouts.
Whoa. I didn't even think about that.
Like, do they have the, a
Stout
distributor? Yeah, like, where the... Oh, get us, 10 more pallets of
It's probably legal to do
squirrels.
that. It's probably roadkill.
Gross.
Oh, here's half of one.
Here's
I got
bloody-
half one over here.
Here's bloody squashed squirrel all over your beer.
Germans don't sound like pigs.
Dude, we had a party at my house about a month ago, and we had that beer.
Yeah.
The ones in the squirrels.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude,
So fancy.
we need a lot of this beer because we got fucking crazy two-eyed Frank that comes over and he drinks his ass. It's silly. Starts seeing one-eyed raccoons and stuff. But there really is a one-eyed raccoon that's next door to us.
Yeah.
But besides that, like,
so it could be like a 40.
So two-eyed Frank or whatever, he just has the nickname because it's just a bullshit nickname. Everyone's got two eyes.
Yeah.
Except for that raccoon
It's like
or whatever. But
They're having Frank.
it doesn't matter what those beers cost because they're like spare no expense. So we got a bunch of them and like 50 people showed up. And your recycle bin the next day is what sucks. There's the recycling. They won't pick that up.
The alleys in Germany are just... Ugh.
Oh, because your recycle bin
They
is stuffed
won't
full of
pick that
squirrels,
up.
and they're
Yeah.
like, we can't recycle these, buddy. I'm sorry.
Dude, we don't recycle squirrels, man.
It's crazy, dude. You got to make like a code out of them or something.
Yeah.
But see,
Recycle.
then you're walking down the street, people are spitting on you, and like,
Throwing blood on you.
Yeah,
You're like,
because
no
you're
way,
like-
I had a beer in this.
you're Cruella DeVille.
I'm recycling.
Dude, this is my beer squirrel. Oh, okay, it's cool then.
This is
Sorry
my-
about the blood. Sorry about that.
I always hated squirrels
Paint
anyway.
or whatever.
Have you seen these pictures?
No.
Yeah, you guys should.
Oh, that's
We'll post some of these
crazy.
pictures. It seems like you would just feel like you were drinking cold squirrel guts.
Why the... So...
It's weird to me.
To dump a squirrel into your mouth?
I want the economy version of that.
Yeah.
Because why do you really need a fresh squirrel for every... Like, that's what's driving the cost up, is the fresh squirrel to bottle ratio. Like, if you
Right.
just
Well, I
had
think-
like a squirrel koozie that you could just pop a PBR in, then it costs you, like, the squirrel koozie, and then $3 a can or whatever.
But these ones have, like, tucks. The tux is where the money goes.
Yeah,
Like,
some of
it's
them
like a
have
squirrel wearing
pretty,
a tux and a top hat.
pretty sweet outfits on.
Dude,
They got
that is-
kilts.
Can you imagine walking down the street with, like a bottle of beer in one of those squirrels? How rad that would be?
Oh,
You're
God.
just walking around with this, like, that'd be rad.
Because I would already have a 4-finger ring if I had that beer. And I'd already have a huge necklace.
And the ring just says SQRL on it.
No, I'm not squirrel. Little squirrel.
Your other hand has Lil on it.
Yeah.
Those things are rad. When's it going to stop, though?
Oh, no, I think it's over now. They were like, because now there's a big thing. They're like, we're sold out of those, but we have this other beer. That doesn't come in a squirrel. And everybody's like, what?
Comes in a
That's the only
orange
reason.
bottle.
Yeah, like we got bottles at the store.
Yeah, we're gonna have that here in America.
I'm trying to big pimp it.
I still don't know where they get the squirrels from. That's super strange to me.
Is that what we need to figure out?
No, we don't have to do it right now.
Okay.
Like, we can research.
But if you see the guys, that's my other favorite part. You want to describe that picture? Those are the guys that made it.
Yeah, they're pretty German. We're Hans in France. How about beer? It's in a squirrel.
One of them is in a squirrel suit.
Should be more squirrel-related things in general, I think. But
But
know,
that's
like-
just me.
Yeah.
Look at that one. Sorry. Look at podcast.
They're so rad.
It's really sad and like funny.
Well, you know, you could just buy one bottle and you could keep the squirrel.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the idea.
make a beer cozy out of it. For
Yeah.
I didn't think you're supposed to drink it. But it's so like,
It's just squirrel blood.
it's like, has some super strength.
Squirrel strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
much
can
is
like
a
run up a
bottle of
tree.
World's strongest beer. 55% ABV.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's a normal beer?
Like 6 or something.
Yeah. That's what
7.
I'm talking about. You're just sipping on that squirrel. You're not killing that. It's getting warm.
55%.
It's getting warm.
I love it, man. You see those in like those behind the scenes like after parties in Hollywood. Got my squirrel.
These dudes are just balling too.
See, but
Off this
but they should get into like specialty ones, you know, where it's like,
skunk.
you know, like how famous people have pets that become famous, you know, and then like, so then when the
Paris Hilton's dog.
right, so then when the dog dies and they get it stuffed or some shit, right, you know, and then it like lives by their mantle in their house or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when that celebrity dies, you know, the dog goes up for auction somewhere, you know, celebrity stuffed dog, you know, and like so you could make him. They could have these guys. They could be putting like buying those things up and selling those. Like this is, you know, Moby's cat.
Dude, you know how much you get for
The
that?
sad thing about this whole story is it's named Brewdog, the
Yeah.
brewery,
Yeah.
and there's no way that there's no way that 100 other breweries under that name don't exist right now.
Yeah,
that's what
right.
I'm
So they're just gonna
What's up,
like,
Brewdog?
oh, look at all this work we put into like pumping our name up with this little quirky thing, and then it's just gonna be like, whoop, change your name, man. Like,
Yeah, we're
so
suing
then
you.
everybody's looking for Squirrel Beers from Brewdog Brewing.
Yeah.
Like, well, that guy in Texas that started
Yeah.
the Brewdog Brewing in like 1971.
Yeah, he's all, no.
Yeah, dude, I'm not. Yeah, I haven't brewed beer in 30 years,
Yeah.
but I'm still not gonna let you have the name. There's no way. There's got to be at least. I'll bet there's at least 200 breweries named Brewdog.
Dude, there's probably like 6 bands named that too.
Yeah. So you type in their name, like if you don't
Brewdog.
specifically write Squirrel Beer, like you'll never find them.
Right.
No, it's-
And they have changed the name by now anyway because of the cease and desist order.
We want the squirrel beer. Screw you.
What was up with that tagged mural? Tagged mural in Seattle?
Yeah, the tag mural in Seattle with the
It was
Native
like a
American
Native
mural.
American. Yeah.
it took that guy 12 years to
It was 15.
15 years.
15 years.
It took
What?
15 years to paint it.
That's a long time.
That's a little too long.
Yeah.
But let's not put him down because his mural got ruined. Let's be on his
Yeah.
side.
Because was he using tempera paint for the first few years and it kept washing off every time it rained?
No, he was using just his
You gotta
elbow
experiment.
pit.
Yeah.
Back
Experiment
on
with
the-
stuff.
It's like, man, it's 1986 by now. I better,
Maybe
maybe I should use some spray paint.
well,
on
there
this.
was the pictures online of the police investigating it and feeling the paint. So maybe
Right.
what was sprayed over it's tempera paint. No one even knows. What if it's just a big joke?
It was
Like
so-
it's fire extinguishers full of tempera paint, and then
As soon as it
the
rains, it'll be
first
all good.
rain. Like, what if he starts repainting it,
funny.
and then it rains, and then the new paint? What if he?
Oh,
what if he
no,
starts
it
repainting
runs
it,
off.
and it looks better than it did before, and it rains and it all comes off?
Oh, let's hope that's not what happens.
What if it takes 15 with global warming? What if it takes 15 more years for it to rain, and he finishes them all again, covering it, and then it rains?
Oh.
What if he did it just trying to get paid on the insurance?
Yeah. What's it valued
Dun,
at?
dun, dun.
That mural's valued
Does
at
he have it insured? It's like at a
$130,000.
school, right?
Yeah, he's at a school. He donated it to a school. He donated it to a school, but
Uh-huh.
he estimates that it's worth $130,000.
130,000.
Yeah, because he's going by time. He's getting paid by hourly.
I was gonna say I'd be like trying to get at least 10,000 per year.
He's
Like
trying to get paid hourly.
make
on
it,
15 years.
make it 150,000.
Yeah.
For real. You better bump it up.
Because
15
still,
years.
10,000 years, that's like way below poverty level.
Do you think he got heckled at all when he was making the mural? Like maybe 5 years into it, like a neighbor?
Yeah, by kids growing up, like the kids walking to preschool, like,
Alright,
you're stupid. And by the time the kids are graduating from high school, the guy's like, all done. Kids walking by in his graduation gown, like, you suck.
I'm painting on that. I can't wait to paint on that.
Yeah, what if the people that tagged it,
Yeah.
allegedly, or whatever's going on, hypothetically, we don't know. What if the
it's not a hoax.
person that
It might be the government.
tagged it went to that school and was like, dude, I
Hate
going,
that.
I hate 7th period or whatever, 5th period.
Yeah.
I hate this place. I hate
Native Americans.
Oh, every time I walk in, I see that. I'm paint over that. As soon as I become a thug tagger, I'm gonna paint over that.
See, I'm gonna go practice.
See, I'm gonna go practice on my thugging.
Yeah.
It's like a whatever the montage of like Rocky, but he's learning how to like paint and stuff. But he's just tagging things. He's tagging people's babies and their dogs and stuff. Like,
Tagging people, babies' faces.
like he's doing the worst shit that he can. It doesn't have to be artistic at all. He's just being as thug like
Scratching
painting as he
pastel
can.
bumps.
You
He just
know?
goes to the library and gets the magazine and like just draws on every page of the magazine at the
I
library.
love it.
I'm gonna get that wall as soon as I get good enough. As soon as I get thug enough.
Been tag banging out here
Out here in the library
Out in the
periodical section.
in the library
Crazy
bathroom.
how much material this guy. This guy's churning an entire wealth of material and
Yeah.
questions. You know,
See,
there's a lot
Right.
of questions to be answered.
Well, because
a
the
lot of
thing
questions
is,
to be asked.
well,
That mural's worth $130,000 and it's huge.
yeah.
Why isn't any of the neighbors coming forward? Oh yeah, I heard something. I did something. Really? Like, the
Well,
school's just surrounded by woods and like nobody heard or saw anything. A lot of the neighborhoods like, tired of looking at that. Because Seattle
I kinda
has a
like
whole
it.
influx of people like tearing everything down, so it's like brand new condos.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at that. I don't want to guiltfully look at this thing.
right.
Oh, my ancestors stole the land from these people. I don't want
They're
to look
just
at that
staring
every
at me.
day.
Yeah, I wanna
So
look
once
at
it got
John's
tagged,
face.
like, it looks a little bit more like my kitchen. It's more like
It's like
just a
IKEA.
blank wall.
They covered the eyes.
That was weird. But the thing is, to me, is like, it's a super, like, respected piece of art. It's at a school. These are all things that are like, maybe I shouldn't tag that, And it seems like, would you really just go up and do that?
Yeah.
Like, who would really just
You
do
wouldn't
that?
just go up and do it, but you would get drunk.
Maybe. Somebody dares you to do it?
No, they did that. I don't know.
What about the next?
That's an attack.
What about the next part of that? Like Seattle murals always get tagged and they get tagged over. Oh, well, you know what? Sometimes Seattle murals, it doesn't matter if they get tagged or not.
Yeah.
Because a mural can be in a community for like 30 years, and then the Parks Department accidentally paints it gray one day. It happened a couple years ago.
What?
I don't know. The work
How do you
order said paint it
accidentally do
gray.
that?
Like, really? Like that was, and it's funny because like I read an article on it, and it was just like, oh, they accidentally painted gray. Like, really? No, and no one's gonna follow up on the question. No one cares enough to follow up on it, but
Well,
you don't
I mean-
just accidentally. You don't
Yes.
go to work every single day and be like, yeah, I clean this grounds around this mural, and sometimes we power wash it and stuff, and paint it gray. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they do.
Not even a second.
They do that. They totally do that.
Showed up like, I showed up on a Tuesday and I'm
Paint it gray.
hungover. I don't know. I read this right. Paint it gray. Like,
We gotta go get some gray.
Yeah, it's like, so we probably had the wrong address
oh, whoops.
on the work order.
Wrong
Oh,
address.
Oh,
that was-
that gray.
that was South blah 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 Street. Oh no.
Yeah, when does that stop? If you could really plug in and just be like, oh, my house needs a new coat of paint. Maybe I could just hack the Parks Department site and just say, hey, get canary yellow and paint this house on 20th Avenue, like, and then
Yeah,
they
you
show
totally
up
could.
and they're just like, oh, I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
we're just painting this house.
It's
It's like the way that people used to do prank calls and deliver pizzas to
Yeah.
people's houses
Yeah.
and they had to pay.
Yeah.
So you could just do that to people you don't like. Oh, I paint that house green.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Arts
like it.
department. Oh, I don't care. Oh, I don't
Take
give a
that
shit.
car
I just
out.
showed
Just
up.
send them a text like, make sure you cardboard over all your windows before you go to work tomorrow.
Surprise!
What?
You got a happy surprise coming.
Lime green. Don't worry, your house won't show up on camera.
What's weird about the whole this whole those murals? The mural looked amazing. You know, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It was
beautiful
No, it was
mural.
well done. It wasn't
You know,
it
like
was
some
well done.
like
It was
crappy neighborhood council got together on a weekend and everyone 14 people put it together at once with no planning.
It wasn't the
one
Yelm
of those
skate
kind.
park. The Yelm skate park. Where I went out there one time years ago with a buddy of mine, and we were skating and we were like, dude, this skate park, what happened here? This is amazing, you know. And then I looked it up, and it was like they researched costs to build a skate park in their community, and then a bunch of the area fathers were like, oh, we'll just build it. So they built it. Like, it's all like, it's the most unsmooth skate park you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
it's
no,
You
crazy.
skated it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I skated it.
It feels like not even a skate park. It just feels like
I don't think it's there
cement.
anymore.
So that would
in
be
a
like
couple
the
spots.
that would be the equivalent of that guy wouldn't have devoted 15 years to this mural, this fucking rad mural.
Yeah.
It would have just been like, like some weird fucking murals are always like whenever it's a community mural, it's like a bunch of it's like a throwback to the 60s in a strange way.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of mushrooms and a dandelion and some weird creature running
Like a
through
wizard.
the woods, you know? Like, what the
I
fuck?
totally made that crappy mural from the community.
I mean, it's just a weird theme, you know? Like,
Yeah.
there's like a program in Seattle. It's oh fuck, I don't even know what it is, but it's. I always see there's calls for artists, and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta have these kids paint the mural." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, man, I don't know if I can do that."
No.
I did that one time.
No, yeah, that's exactly
With
right.
this spot that was in West Seattle, I painted the outline of all my characters, and then I just told these kids to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like Van Gogh. It was crazy. It was all like, they just had the outlines. But anyway, the whole thing with that mural, you got $130,000 mural.
Right.
It looked like it was behind the school.
Estimated.
You gotta go behind there. The
By
funny
artists.
thing about taggers is like, it's logical, but it's not logical in the tagging world. Is like, you couldn't just like walk around the corner and hit like a blank wall. Like it's totally.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
how
the
dude gotta
building's
fucking do
made
it.
out of this mural, right?
Yeah, we gotta fucking do it right here, man. Gotta do it right
That's
here.
on the
dude.
face. It's like in the eyes, on the face. It's not. There's no. It's not about being blank.
Yeah.
It's where this fucking weird
crazy.
line between like artistic and like, oh, I just put my name right here. Put my name right, but it's not my real name. Let's put my name here.
This word I made up, I'm going to write it right here. Hope everyone can read it.
I think that dude did it. He's just trying to get.
Yeah.
He's
Publicity stunt.
trying to get more work.
That dude.
He's like, I need 15 more years, man. I'm about to retire here.
Yeah.
That
I'm done with
dude
this.
that dude is the guy that did it.
Yeah.
Like, he's been tagging all around town, and he found this new, like, modern form of art, and he's like, I'm tired of brushes. This is bullshit. Why the fuck would you use brushes?
He killed himself.
Why would you use brushes in 2015 when you got a bunch of megabytes and digital shit to use, you know? And then you're out on the streets. Like, why would you use a brush when you could just use a spray can or a fire extinguisher?
Or fire extinguisher real quick.
He's pissed because he spent 15 years on that thing and no one put any anti-graffiti code on it, so he showed them all a lesson. Painted over it, man. What if it is him?
I'd love it if it's him. I love it if he got
Oh.
caught doing it. It'd be awesome.
People do weird shit. Astronauts drive across the country with diapers on and shit. You
Yeah.
know? Like, a lot of weird stuff happens.
Ice skating champions busting people's legs.
Yeah, these are,
That happens.
these are a lot of old
Weird
throwback
stuff.
stories.
Yeah. OJ, you know.
Didn't do anything.
Yes, he did. He went and stole the shit back. That's his shit.
Yeah, that's his.
I'm on his side on that one.
But it's still kind of dumb to do it like that. Like just kicking hotel room doors with guns.
Yeah. I'd be like, that's my shit.
Is that how he did it?
Yeah. He's in jail.
Yeah.
He went to jail for that.
Because the people
Not
in the
just
room right next door
butchering people.
call the cops immediately when they hear the room getting next to them kicked in with people yelling, "Freeze, motherfucker! Give me my shit!"
Maybe they looked
It's
up
like
the
911.
Did they look up the people? They were like,
It's OJ.
911, yeah, my emergency is OJ stealing his own stuff back. He's stealing his possessions back.
Oh, what? Finally, call TMZ.
What are you talking about? He's stealing his own possessions back.
This
Crazy.
guy, man. OJ. You're a character, man.
You have to, you gotta fucking... I don't know why I thought of this, but I was thinking of the whole Beatles thing.
Now we're
Michael
going farther
Jackson and
back?
Beatles thing.
Yeah.
Like,
The
Michael
power?
Jackson was talking to Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney?
About a girl?
No, and he was
Girls,
like...
it was his.
Paul McCartney was like, yeah, what you got to do is buy the rights to people's music. So then
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was
got
at the top of his game, and he bought all the Beatles rights.
Yeah.
Smart.
So it's like that whole thing of like, oh, fuck, I created all this, and then this dude,
Oh,
like, if he would have just shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
if Paul McCartney would have just shut the fuck up, then it wouldn't even have happened, you know?
Right.
You don't tell somebody who has, like, the means to do anything, yeah, dude,
You should do
oh, you
something.
should just buy my house and kick me out. All right. That's a great idea, man. Like,
You got another place to stay,
I
or?
don't know why I thought of that with OJ and his stuff. You get connected to your stuff. Like, without OJ, that stuff wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
He's winning all these trophies and stuff, and then it's somewhere. He's like, that's mine. If I didn't exist, that wouldn't exist. You
Right.
know?
That's how
Isn't that weird?
the lady that I'm working with on the children's program,
Mhm.
she knows the guy Will Benton. You know who that is?
Yeah.
No.
He's the guy that made like the California Raisins and the Noid
Oh.
and the PJs and all that. And then his company got bought by the CEO of Nike or the owner of Nike. I don't know, some big dude that
Yeah.
has Nike by his face. Bought that whole company and all the rights to all the stuff, like what you're talking about, all the rights to the Noid. And remember the Noid? It's so good.
So annoying. I hated that
love
fucker.
it. I love it. But
I smash him.
oh,
I smash him like a pizza.
So,
He bought the company.
yeah. So he sold the company. Oh yeah. So the Nike dude with
Yeah.
the Nike on his face
Yeah.
bought the company for his son, right? That was a failed rapper, and then
Oh yeah, Chili T.
is that who it is?
I think that's his name.
Oh my!
if that's not a real name,
Hold
they
on,
gotta
I'm checking
trademark that.
facts. So I'm checking facts.
Chili
I think it's Chili T was the rap name, if I'm not mistaken.
So Chili T is now the new CEO of Leica, which is like one of the biggest stop motion movie makers. They just did Box Trolls, they did Coraline, and they did what else? Oh, there's more. They're all the cool ones.
Right.
It's like the hugest studio in Portland.
Crazy.
But that guy can't use the California Raisins. None of that stuff. He can't. He has nothing to do with any of the stuff he made up. The company started in his house where he had the friend. It was him and the friend started the company.
Yeah.
And the friend stayed in the basement. He went to work, right? Which is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah.
That's how I did it at Jeff's house. But he would go to work, and the guy would just work on all the stop motion claymation, right? All day, and then he would come home and work on it with him. And then he would go back to work the next day, but that dude just lived in the basement and worked on that shit. But he was like the alcoholic weirdo partier dude, you know? That had the imagination but not the work ethic.
Right.
And so it ends up where he ends up leaving right before the whole thing takes off, and just it's like 26 million a year or some shit. You know, his at the top of his studio's game. And so it's just that story of like somehow losing what you created. Like, ugh, that thought is weird.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I would just be violent.
it's weird.
I would just be violent.
It's
weird.
weird to me
like-
that people would think that that's cool to, like, oh, I'll just do that. I'll steal this.
Well, it's all
thing.
about money. It's like business. It's like they own that. They own the rights to that stuff. You know. So it's in cardboard boxes in a warehouse, dude.
Yeah, I had a friend that was like, she had like an organic like food company in Canada, and this guy like when it was really going downhill,
Yeah.
she was like, yeah,
It's perfect.
there's like a point where you have to like either grow big or die,
Yeah.
and then she like got this investor, and the guy took like over half the company, and then he was super hard to work with. So now,
so
like,
he owned
then
the
she
company
left
because
it,
he's half.
and then he just has it all in a warehouse, so it doesn't do anything. But have you ever seen like the Jelly Bellies?
Yep.
When Jelly Bellies first started, this guy started them. He like invented them, and he would go on like late night talk shows with his Jelly Belly uniform and stuff, and he pumped it all up, but he didn't have the means to like
get to the next level.
manufacture them. So he paid this company to manufacture Jelly Bellies, and they got to like they got so big and the demand was huge that the company that was it's just a fucking factory.
Yeah.
That's making them for him. They just told him like, you're gonna sell all the Jelly Belly stuff to us, or we're just gonna shut down the like factory.
They just powered them.
So like. It's out of your hands too. You
got
know?
jacked, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a
And
whole
you're just
documentary
powerless.
on that, dude.
Ooh.
And the whole time I was watching it, same thing with like the California Raisins thing. I would hope that the person who's the creative could be like, oh, well, I created all those things, and even if they took the rights to that stuff, I could start over and do something. I don't know.
Well, see, that's the way I always look at it. Me and my girlfriend were just talking about this, and she was like, how do you make it so people don't steal your stuff like off the internet and stuff like that? And I was like, what? Who cares? And she's like, well, you would care if they started making a bunch of money off your stuff, blah, blah. I said, yeah, but I wouldn't know. If I knew, then I would just, like, it wouldn't, I'm trying to make some more stuff. Like, that's my old stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make more than that. I'm not, and you're not going to catch me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never going to take my stuff and catch me.
Yeah, you're never going to catch up to the creator.
Yeah.
It's not,
And
like,
it's all
it's not like
documented.
you just start like copying and like, oh, now I surpassed him.
Yeah.
You're like, what, am I copying somebody else now?
Yeah.
I always like to believe that, but
That would be awesome. It gets that big when they copy you so hard that pretty soon you're copying them. You're like, oh, I copied them.
Yeah.
You believe it? Yeah. I like that.
I had a really dumb friend in high school. This really dumb friend.
Me too.
Yeah, we all had him. But I don't know how much of this is true. So like maybe me calling him fucking dumb isn't that fair. But he would always he grew up really religious, and he would watch me, and it wasn't like I was super fearless or anything, but I was fearless enough where he was like, how the fuck's this guy doing this?
Yeah.
So he'd copy everything that I did, and he'd copy the things I said and stuff. But he went to a party one time with another friend of mine, and the other friend of mine was like, yeah, so we went to this party, and he's talking to all these people, and then he told me like he's using all my material. All my material.
Yeah, totally.
And he's like, well, when Dave meets these people, he'll be saying those things, and they'll just think that he copied me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
super evil.
And I was like in
punch that guy's
I was like in
face.
9th grade or something. No, I was like, what's the next grade?
10.
High school. I was in 11th grade.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, dude, you're never gonna be able to create the next step, though. Like that's where it hit me. I was like,
You're working backwards.
What
You're
the
working
fuck,
backwards.
man? Yeah, you can have all my old material. Like, I'm creating the new thing.
I love that they said that.
Yeah, who the fuck would come out right out and just be like,
I've had
How
that,
to see your personality, you know?
I've had people like that, and then I've had them like it's certain friends, you know, and then I've had them tell me my story.
Yeah. Oh, I've had that a
Like
lot
one
too.
time, I did this,
Yeah.
this, and you're like, dude, that was me, and they're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
My tongue got tangled up.
I listened to like This American Life that talked all about that concept.
Yeah.
I had that a lot too, where I'm like, I would tell a
It gets
story,
twisted.
And then the person either interjects themselves into it, or the main person of the story was them. And I'm like, you fucking weren't there. Like, and for years I would hear them tell the story over and over. Oh yeah, remember when we were doing this? And I'm like, dude, you weren't there, man. Like,
stop making it real. You're making it real.
It was me and a bunch of nuns and a fucking ninja showed up, and you weren't there, man. Like, and
I
the
know
llama
you
was
weren't there.
unless you were the llama.
I know who the ninja was.
You did voiceover work for the llama part.
Because
You
the
weren't
only
there.
other things were robots, and you're not a
Yeah,
robot.
those were animatronic, dude. You weren't there.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
That's funny.
Well, he was now.
That's all right.
Isn't that weird? Oh, man. Those days are weird.
Those days are definitely weird. I got
Life
so
is
many
weird.
stories from that weird.
Maybe, he was a ghost and you didn't see him.
Yeah. There's
And then he came back to life.
a lot of ghost stuff going on, and a lot of ghost stuff.
Everywhere. All the time.
So I didn't tell you about my theory. I don't think I did about
Let's see.
ghost shit, active imaginations, and ghost stuff. Man, like, so there's like a four-way intersection on Capitol Hill,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I was driving up to it one day. Like four-way intersection. There's always an automatic bus there for some reason, but today there wasn't. So driving up, and there's a girl crossing the street, and right when she gets in front of my car, the car behind me honks.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, really? I'm not going to just run her over because you honked. Oh, fuck, I needed a little bit of encouragement. I'm just going to, like, murder this girl.
Dude, man, if somebody
because
honks,
you
man.
honked,
Boom!
Yeah. Somebody honks, you better jump. So you can, like, bounce off the, like, hood of my car. But I was like, what the fuck? She's right in front of my car. So then she kept walking, and then I went. And then he just drove through like nothing was going on. And I was like, so later I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe I'm the only one that could see her. Maybe she was a ghost walking across the intersection. And the dude behind me was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
bro?
why are you
You're
sitting
insane. What is this guy? Did he take his license away?
What did you
Just
do?
sitting
Take a nap? Hey, what did you do, man?
Get off your phone, man.
Yeah, get off your phone. I'm like, I don't even have a phone right now.
there? Is there ghost jaywalkers everywhere?
I don't
So-
know.
Every time there's people honking? Like every time the car in front of you stops?
Dude, for real. Because sometimes I'll be like, really? How long are you going to sit there?
Come on!
Hello?
It's just a ghost!
It's like a ghost duck with all the ghost babies crossing the street.
And they always haunt that street because that's where they got hit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're just always there.
Because somebody was honking.
Yeah, someone honks. and
Fine, I'll run over the ducks, Jesus.
all rules go out the window as soon as somebody honks the horn.
Mhm.
Somebody can accident. You know those
Yeah, we
like
need to
car
disable those
alarm
things.
Dude.
things where like I was parked today and this guy parked next to me in his fucking attention whore car, like boop boop. Then he walks away and then it honks again. I'm like, dude, really? Like then it did something else and I'm like, really? Your car has to do like 4 fucking things? You're at Alki, dude. You're in West Seattle, man. Your car's not gonna get broken into. It's fucking crazy. It doesn't have to make 40 sounds.
It's gonna get hit by a
It's fucking
Segway.
ridiculous.
It's just logging into the satellite and all this other shit.
But it did a honk, so like that whole concept, maybe somebody's driving into the parking lot and all rules go out the window as soon as you get honked at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just an innocent car horn. And then that dude just like massacres like 12 people. That might be what happens when people drive up on sidewalks. Dude, it was a car alarm. No one was telling you to go.
Yeah.
You hold the horn down, he's just going down the beach. Boom, 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 boom. Air cartwheels everywhere.
He's playing Grand Theft Auto.
He's
Yes.
just rolling it through his mind. He's like, someone honked. I get to kill as many people as I want. And I can just plead insanity because, oh, dude, well,
Honk.
someone honked.
I wasn't
man.
saying
Like,
they
somebody
would
honk.
stop honking. Oh my
I
god.
thought they were honking at me.
So
Well,
I was
what
like,
makes
I'm
you think
gonna
you just
shoot some
commit
people.
murder? Well, that's just part of the rules, right?
Oh,
I hear
rules.
somebody honk and I gotta hurt people and stuff.
They really ought to put a warning label on those things. Only honk if it's for real.
Only honk if it's for real.
Yeah.
Because people could get killed, man.
I read something somewhere and it was like, yeah, if you honk, you're just showing how big of an asshole you are. And every time I hear anyone honk now, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking true. Unless it's the person at the front of the line. Like, when you get to the front of the line at the light, I'm always like, that's your job, you know? Your fucking job is to, like, watch the light. And the first person always falls asleep, and then the person behind him has to honk, so it's justified.
Right.
Dude, my girlfriend's dad does the honk throughs. He'll honk through. Like, I'm not honking at you in front of me. I'm honking at the next dude.
That's a bold move.
That's California
That's a skill.
style. He does it.
I've wanted to do that before.
No, it's successful. I've never seen him be unsuccessful at it.
Because then the people in front of you start honking too, right?
No, they're just like, because they're like, what? And they're like, oh, no.
He's honking at this guy in front of us.
Yeah.
This guy in the minivan is going 25.
Dude, won't run over these little baby kid ghosts.
Baby duck ghosts.
The problem with, like, the whole honking thing is, like I was in Ballard one time, and there's these cars at the light, you know, and there's one car trying to turn. I don't remember how exactly the scenario was. This car's trying to turn left, and there's, like, a paraplegic, like, person rolling through the intersection in a wheelchair, but one of those wheelchairs that you, like, control with your mouth, you know? So they're really, like, have no movement, and it's taking them forever to go through the intersection. So the car that's in the turn lane is stopped because of that, and the lady behind that dude was, like, laying on her horn and, like, yelling out the window and shit, and I'm like, she can't see that there's, like...
Yeah,
like, I thought I was going to see, like, a death, because, like, she finally flipped out enough and, like, drove around him, but the dude had already, like... It was so weird. The guy already got in far enough through, and then the car started going, and then she flew around him, and I was like, dude, if she would have done that at any other time, she would have, like, ran right over the guy.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't see that, like, he was, like, really low.
Yeah, because you're down in this chair or whatever, yeah.
I know. I'm always like, now I always think,
it.
like, yeah, if you honk once and the person doesn't move, there's probably something there, you know?
Right.
Like, she's just going off. I'm like, he's not just staring at a green arrow and, like, sitting there.
They taught me in driver's ed that I'm only supposed to move after someone honks 15 times. Like, well, only 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's crazy.
Yeah, people are impatient. For sure, when you're out there driving. I'm pretty bad though. I get pissed. I'll be yelling at people.
I've gotten, like, a strange zen with driving lately. Like, I just get into this weird mode. Even driving down here, you know? Like, I just, I'll turn off the radio or music or anything, and I'll just get into this weird zen. Put my little things in my mind, you know? It's crazy.
And mind farming.
Yeah. Just chill.
Yeah, it's good if you can get there. I try to do that. I also like to have music going though.
Yeah, it's really easy for me because, like, I can control the times I'm in traffic usually. So I'm like, if I was in traffic every day, like commuting.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Like, it's easier said than done.
Because I don't like, because I feel trapped is what it is. I don't like feeling trapped. Because you're like, there's nowhere to go except for where you're going.
Yeah.
And the people in front of you are there, and there's no way for them to not be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't just be like, all right, I get off.
Yeah.
You know? Like, no, you can't. Your car's parked on this other road somewhere now.
That's a weird concepts in traffic when it gets to be a certain hour, like around 4 or 5.
Yeah, you're just stuck there.
Yeah, like I was getting on the viaduct one day, and this guy, like, so it's like all, you know, like there's this really short entrance to get on the viaduct. There's all these cars here. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to get on because it doesn't matter if I get on here or behind this car or whatever, you know, so I'm just going to start getting over. And this dude, like, did the whole, like, looking forward, not looking at me, and, like, wouldn't let me on. And I'm like, I'm going to get on anyway. It doesn't matter if it's in front of you or behind you, like, but what I was thinking, like the imagination started going, and I was like, what if I didn't get on the viaduct?
Mm-hmm.
What if I just stopped right there and just been like, that dude didn't let me in, so I give up, and I just like took the keys out of my car, threw them in the puke down, and just walked away, like just left it there.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Like, would that dude be happy about it? Oh yes, finally, I just
broke somebody
on, man.
Victory.
Like he'd go home and like get on Craigslist and rants and raves and be like, guess what I did today? He'd go on Facebook now. I used to go on rants and raves all the time.
Well, that was the old place to bitch.
Yeah.
Rants and raves. That's of course. Me neither.
Oh, it was so much fun back in like 2005. You get on like rants and raves, and there'd be like, it'd be something like that, like, to the guy in the blue sedan, man, next time you get in front of me on the freeway, it'll be the last time. Like, dude, you're never gonna run into that guy again. It was so much great. Better. Yeah. Like, I get to read this story.
The power.
I think it just got weird with that one. The weird rants and raves.
Rants and raves? Yeah. I want to just go back in time and just read them. I would have been into that.
I used to print them off and like make zines out of them. And I'd print them off word for word because there'd be misspellings and stuff.
Yeah, so it's so good.
That was like the beginning of trolling, or the beginning of where I knew it was. Like, people would like start a political argument. Like, it'd be like a person, they'd just make a statement. Whoever was president, he's an idiot. And then people would fight about it all day, and then he'd find another subject. This guy's doing this, and then like one day when I realized it was so great, this guy's just like, dude, I had you guys all arguing about these 3 subjects. I started these in the morning, and everyone's been arguing all day because you could like reply to people, and it'd be this like, you go back in the conversation.
You little puppet bitches.
Yeah, you just start the argument and just watch it go. You know.
I like that guy though.
That was the original, man.
Starting trouble, dude. What do you think about? Let's go. Since we're on this gnarly subject, what about ISIS?
ISIS.
What about it? You know about it?
I don't really know about it.
Me neither.
No, what I do know, I don't like.
I don't like you, ISIS. Jeff, White Jeff don't like you.
I just don't. I just, cutting people's heads off is pretty grisly.
Yeah.
What? No.
What was that? Like?
That's not even. No, who cares about that? I'm talking about they're starting to burn drums.
What?
They're starting to burn artwork. Like, I wasn't even. This sounds really weird, but I wasn't even worried about the head beheading part. I was like, oh, that's kind of old now.
Yeah.
They're back. That's old. You gotta think of something new.
Isn't that weird the way that's the news cycle? Old. That's the news cycle.
That's like
they cut off all these people's heads, but
whatever,
what's new?
Yeah, then they're burning drums. I'm like, I'll go to war over that shit. You can't mess with music.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so, I mean, hopefully they're like not raiding someone's house. Pulling the guy out of there with the drums and burning him too, like, I don't know.
They're doing whatever they want, right?
Who's drumming over there? Where's that at?
Anti-Muslims. They said that drums are anti-Muslim.
Yeah, this is a subject I don't know anything about.
Me neither, and I want to talk about it all night long.
They're burning drums. They're anti-Muslim drums.
Yeah, I don't know how the drums are anti-Muslim.
No other instruments are Muslim?
But they don't have music in Muslim time? At a Muslim party, what do they do?
I mean, I assume that they would have to have music. Everyone has music.
That's what I thought. Every music has drums. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What's so blasphemous about drums?
No, nothing. They're crazy.
Yeah, I mean...
they're fucking crazy.
That's a given. They're crazy.
They're crazy. Like, what are you doing, man? Go make something.
Go to school.
Go to school. Go back home. What are you doing? Doing weird shit.
That's the next meeting. You know what? I had this idea the other day. Instead of like beheading a bunch of people and burning drums and stuff, why don't we just go make something that we like? Like, why don't we quit concentrating on the stuff we don't like and just make something? It's a pretty big world. I mean, I was looking around. It's a pretty big world. Like, this guy that's talking right now is the guy that they're like, whatever, we're going to cut your head off.
I was just going to say,
like,
kill him!
Oh, that's a pretty...
He's a witch!
Durga!
Like, who is the person that awakens in this crowd of ISIS people? They're right in the middle of cutting people's heads off, and they're like, maybe this isn't the best way to get our message out.
12?
It looks like a pretty big world. There's a lot of room for a lot of people. Maybe if we just take our beliefs and go over here and
13. What are you saying?
Do you think, like, okay...
14. Come here. 14, 13 and a half. Hold on. 14. Oh.
What about, so there's this whole concept. This is going to be a weird story, but like I was down in Ruston Way a little while ago with this buddy of mine, and we see like 6 or 7 like 12 to 14-year-old boys like playing around. They found all these Canadian geese and they're trying to like usher them into the road, create some chaos and shit.
Yeah.
And so we're walking along, and I looked at them for a minute, and I'm just like, oh, dude, please don't come over here. Because you could just see people trying to get attention, you know?
Yeah.
We just want attention no matter what, who's around.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to come right at us, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, trying to, dude, get these Canadian geese in the road. And I'm like, that's just fucking stupid, you know? I don't understand the 12 to 15-year-old mind anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Anymore. I
fucking
like that.
stupid, dude. Like,
Yeah.
go do some homework and get off people's lawns.
Eat some broccoli.
So they inevitably come over, like me and my buddy were walking, and they're jumping off of like all of the stuff that's around and like being extra loud and shit, and I could just feel what's going on. I'm like, dude, really? Like any attention doesn't matter. And we saw this limo up ahead that was parked.
Yeah.
And like even worse, we get up to the limo and they all jump in it. You know, so
What?
like, are they a bunch of rich kids that just went down there, whatever? But same thing with ISIS people. They can't just find a little plot of land to be like, this is what we believe, and we're not going to impose it on anyone else. They're just like, nope, we're going to fucking fuck with everybody because we need the attention so bad, you know? Like, they can't just be in a little, like, we're just going to go and practice our own beliefs. No, we're going to...
Yeah.
They need attention so bad that they're fucking cutting people's heads off.
Dave Bloomfield says, grow up, ISIS.
Yeah, grow up. Quit acting like 12 to 15-year-old boys. I'm glad we're not drawing a cartoon about this.
Me too. Me too.
But we're just talking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to draw or look at any of that.
I can explain it with my mind, the theater of the mind, like what Muhammad looks like. Did you hear the fear in my voice?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you draw the Muhammad, and they're going to come and get you. There's a fucking artist in Seattle that's in hiding. She should write for
City Arts.
Yeah.
That was the same time I did it for City Arts too.
Crazy.
But I didn't draw Muhammad. Yeah, she's in hiding now.
What kind of situation is that? Like, so you draw a comic.
Yeah. And then
then
you move.
And then the FBI just came to her and just said, hey, guess what? Like, you better fucking hide.
Yeah.
But they don't say, like, oh, we're going to put you in witness relocation or we're not going to help you or anything. You better just go hide. Hopefully you have some, like, people that will take care of you.
Good luck out there. It's rough.
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't have anything for them. Like, if you're a witness relocation program person, that is like you've got information or... Yeah. But if you're just like, these people want to kill me. It's like, well, you shouldn't have done whatever they want to kill you
good
for.
Luck with that. You shouldn't have been drawing pictures. Didn't you learn when you're never going to get anywhere drawing pictures?
Didn't the public school system squeeze all the creativity out of you?
Yeah, you were supposed to learn how to push buttons. Quit, and not in that way. Don't take it so literal. Don't push everybody else's buttons. Just push one button at a factory. Like George Jetson.
Go.
You push the button. You get tired from doing that. Don't draw pictures. What the fuck are you?
Dude, there's this kid that was at the school that I'm an adjunct artist at. They have a thing called senior assassins. Senior assassins, right?
Senior assassins.
Yeah. So the gangster kid is walking outside school, right? And I'm all, oh, what's up, Ernesto? You know? And he's like, I'm just trying to stay alive. The senior assassins are trying to get me, you know? And I was all, oh, damn. And he's like gangster style. I met him when he was way young. And he was like, I'm trying to do art because I'm trying to get away from this. My friend got killed, like all this ghetto scene, you know. And so then he's like running around. Now he's a senior, right? And he's running by me and he's telling me that he's gonna get shot by the senior assassins, right? And I'm all, oh damn, man. All right, good luck. Just like patted his back, like, all right, don't get shot. Stay up, stay up. And then the senior assassins is a thing for school. And I totally thought he was gonna get killed. And it was just like, all right, man, just run. Run fast.
What? You thought he was
Good
really
luck.
people were after him for real?
I thought the senior assassins were after him, man. They're like it's like a gangster ass old folks home gang.
Oh shit!
And then when somebody
Stay up, man.
and then somebody explained it way later, right? They were like,
So you thought that
they
for
were
a
like
long
the
time?
Yes. I was like, I wonder how Ernesto turned out.
Man, I hope he's all right.
I
I haven't seen him for a while.
I love him. He's like
You
one of my-
suck.
He's like one of my favorite kids.
Man, if I ever tell, if you ever think that I've told you that someone's trying to kill me,
Yeah.
help me.
But it was even funnier when he found out that I really thought that. Even though I bet he was bummed when he thought about it again.
Yeah, he's like,
But
what? That fucking motherfucker. He was like, all right, stay up.
All right, stay. All right, stay. I'm a big man. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
because I'm
Good at
thinking if I'm a
running,
teacher and like some kid comes running on the corner, like, they're trying to kill me. I'm like, run in here. Let's call the cops.
I'm not a teacher. I'm an adjunct
Oh,
artist.
yeah, all right. You're like, sorry, kid, I'm an adjunct artist.
Sorry, man, I'm just an adjunct artist.
Or maybe the janitor can help you.
I'm
I
not
gotta
trained
go.
for this. I'm not trained for this.
Yeah, I didn't get the certificate.
It
But-
depends on what the situation is. Like when you walk into the school and somebody used like Sharpie on a dry erase board,
Uh-huh.
you're like, "Hey, I'm the adjunct. What is the word?
Adjunct.
Adjunct artist, man. I'll take care of this." And then you put a little dry erase. And then you're like, "Yeah, don't worry. Step back. I'll take care of it. Get behind the line."
Because you're
But then
orange
when
vest
like
and
some
cones.
shit goes down like that, you're like, "Hey,
Whoa, jump right behind the line yourself.
just an adjunct artist. Don't come to me for anything."
That's real.
Holy
life.
shit.
That's real. Life. That's when people do that shocked you're a teacher, you know? You're a teacher? I'm like, no. No, I'm not.
I'm an adjunct artist,
I'm an adjunct
so
artist.
if dudes kick in the door like, hey, where's that guy that was running away from us? You'd be like, he's right there.
Don't shoot me, I'm cool.
I'm not
cool.
I'm not a teacher here.
Yeah, I'm an adjunct artist. Don't shoot me.
So those blasphemers went down the hallway.
Yeah, doesn't that fucking suck that you gotta not live in a world, but we gotta deal with that shit? I guess we don't have to deal with
You
it.
gotta think about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
gotta think
yeah.
about it.
We don't, yeah, we got it the best. We got it the best, though. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's like, there's all that going on, and I was like, what, I was talking
You're like,
about.
yay, they brought back French Toast Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Don't
still.
have that French toast crunch.
I've been
anymore.
deprived of that for a while. That was kind of a bummer.
Oh, no, I was talking about, like, chess and how I was talking, it was equating chess to what they were doing. I can't. I just ruined it. I don't know. We had a whole discussion about it.
Yeah.
Chess. It was me.
Oh!
Saying.
I
What's
remember
that?
what it was. I was saying, because the picture I saw was like the guys in the masks, and they have like 20 dudes in like orange prison suits all lined up, like on their knees, you know, with their hands behind their back. And I was saying, how come nobody was like elbowing somebody in the nuts or something like that?
Doing something, you know,
Because
they're all
you're
kneeling
dead,
there
right? So
I'm about to die.
oh, well, you know, if you hurt us, then we're gonna kill you. They're already gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So like, how come?
not a bite or something.
And I'm sure you know they've got gun. You're not getting away. You're dead. So like, it was a strange photo
Yeah.
to me that they have all these guys lined up.
Getting ready to die.
Could be like, well, I guess we're all gonna die right now. It's like you got 20 guys with machetes, or I don't know how they do it. What they got,
Yeah, they got gnarly, weird
like
knives.
big knife thing,
And
and 20 guys on their knees. I mean, it's like, you know, if you guys know some martial arts at all, you could probably
or do something.
get a couple of those guys hurt at least before they
wonder-
kill you, because they're just going to kill you anyway.
Yeah.
It's weird. And I'm not saying that, if I'm not in that situation, who knows what the fuck I would do. I'd probably just get my head chopped off like everyone else, but
then I was saying that when I play chess, it's like playing chess. I was equating it to playing chess.
Right.
And I was like, like when I play chess and I'm like gonna lose, but then so I kill the dude's queen or whatever, like I do something.
Yeah.
So like at least you don't have a life, you don't have a family life anymore. You remember me forever when you wake up, stuff like that. And I was like, I'm talking about playing chess on my iPhone.
Yeah.
In comparison to ISIS, like beheading. It's so crazy. Like I shouldn't be talking.
I wonder how much, I wonder how much those concepts are the same. They always talk about people that are calm or have learned to be calm and quiet their mind. That they're way better in when a situation happens and everyone's panicking.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a lot of people go through life going from impulse to impulse to impulse. Mm-hmm. Then you have things like the news that just juices it. We get ratings because people are addicted to this impulse, What's this next,
Yeah.
I haven't watched the news for a long time, and then I watched it, I was talking about this today with a buddy, I watched the news a couple years ago when I was in Oregon with my girlfriend, because I was, watching the news in different cities,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
but I remember, laughing out loud at the news, it's like a comedy channel, because, it's delivered so poorly.
Yeah.
When you're taken away from it for a while and you watch it, you're like, people really plugging into this? It's horrific story, and then, hey, check out little Johnny's football team, and it's the same person delivering it. I'm like, this is crazy, but
it trips me out every time.
But
when they do the horrific thing,
yeah,
that stuff that you get handed, those guys, they're all sitting there, and no one even tries anything when they know they're going to die. There are people in the world that will try something, it's been shown in
at least ruin their video that they're making of you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they can't show
I'm not gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
They can't show well, this is what happened when that guy got kicked in the nuts, and then we had to chase him down, and then I think
a lot of people go through life just feeling powerless all the time. Life is this thing that's always just happening to them, and then maybe I'll have a good day someday. I saw I heard this little thing once, and it was about if you take a baby elephant and you put a rope around its leg, and you stake it. This is how they train elephants. They stake the stake in the ground, and the elephant struggles and can't get away. When it's a baby, it just tries as much as it can when it's
it's horrible.
This baby. They don't change the size of the rope as the elephant gets older. They just keep the same. You can just keep the same rope because the elephant remembers. I couldn't break out of that, when it could easily break out. Now,
yeah, but it's already broken.
Yeah, it's this weird programming that
I hate that.
given, So then you're like, oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
All I can do is I can't. It's like what I was talking about earlier. I can only complain about people scraping gum off of the wall. That's it.
That's what I'm reduced to. I don't even like the gum.
I always think of that because then I'm like, what am I holding myself back from? What are my programs, What do I think I can't do?
Right.
You gotta shoot for your dreams, man. That's all you gotta do. You gotta shoot for your dreams.
What kind of dream?
Well, what if you have a dream just to be a jockey?
Yeah. What if you have a dream just to you could.
You could. No, you have to be the right size.
Yeah.
You have to be 120 pounds.
It'd be super tragic.
You'd have to will yourself into the right size person,
Yeah. Totally. Just start sugar.
I could be 200, I'm coming in at 280 pounds right now, and if I just sat and willed myself down to maybe 122.
You monk it down? You gotta monk it down.
I show up at the, dude, I'm at a 280 right now, and I'm not very proud about it, And I show up at the racetrack in The people were like, should we ride that horse? Or what the hell? That's the jockey? Ching. Another joke, dude. I'll be here all night. Another one.
The horses are just staring at y'all crazy like, no.
Is he one of us?
No. Is he one of us? Why is that horse trying to get on me?
This is inhumane. I'm not standing
Get
for
off
it.
me, dude.
Get off me, dude.
Quit it.
Dude, I got this recording of a guy at a gas station recording, $2.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about how he's gonna follow his dream and become a jockey.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
My name's Richard.
Richard. All right, Richard at the gas station. What, you got a story?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Richard Montoya.
Yeah.
I recently came here from California 9 months ago. I live right here on the Pack Highway at the motel.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that I work in the ranches with the horses.
Yep.
Up here in Bonnie Lake.
Yeah.
I have a family history of 4 kids, and my wife right now is in Bonnie Lake, and I'm by myself out here working, and every weekend I work with horses.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a jockey. I
Yeah.
weigh 122 pounds right now.
Yeah.
I'm losing my way to work down there in the improv with the horses.
Yeah.
And you know what? My story is going to be good, because one day I'm going to be famous,
Yeah.
and there's people that want me to work with jockeys, and I'm going to be a jockey one day. I
Good.
weigh 122 pounds.
Yep. You ready to
44
rock?
years old. I want to go to work. Right now I'm struggling, but I am going to have good money one day.
Yeah.
My dad was a jockey. He passed away. Rest in peace.
He was?
Yes.
Ooh, that's cool.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
But I'm part Indian too, Apache.
Mhm.
And I grew up here, maybe from South America.
Yeah.
Spanish, bilingual.
Yeah.
I know a lot of español. Un mexicano muy bueno.
Yeah.
Pero, ¿sabes qué? One day, God get me a jockey.
Yeah.
How can I do that?
Just holding up the trophy. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
I am going to be a jockey.
Yeah.
That's my goal, man. God
Yeah.
bless you for that.
That's cool, man. Good luck.
I'll
Good luck on
see you
your
one
journey.
day, okay?
Thanks. See, those are cool stories. That's what I'm talking about.
I like that he said, God bless you for that.
Yeah.
Like, you infiltrated his mind and were like, check it out, dude, you're going to be a jockey
You're
now.
gonna do it now, yeah. Remember that dream you had?
That was awesome.
You heard it first here on Candy Tubes Radio.
Yeah. So I wonder how big, like, what's the size to be a jockey? You know, like, is 122? Is that's still too big?
Good.
That's a pretty,
No, I think that's
Or-
pretty good. That's a big one. Is that
that's
a
a
big one?
hefty jockey,
Is
man.
it?
You gotta slim
He's
down
gotta get
about
down.
90.
He's pretty little.
You know, as
He
long
was
as you gotta
little,
get.
but he wasn't that little the other way.
And what happens, like,
Here's 7.5 feet tall.
like, what's the jockey's life like on tour? You know, like if you take someone like an actor, you know, like you gotta be like an actor who starts out real slim and then they start hitting craft services every day.
Yeah.
And things get real easy, and I'm gonna drink like a 6-pack of beer every day.
Yeah,
to
we're
really
gonna
eat
eat some
this whole
nice
thing.
food.
Yeah, they blow up. They balloon up.
Yeah.
The fucking that term's so disgusting. They balloon up.
Oh.
So what happens to the jockey? The jockey's like, yeah, he's on the
Stick a
circuit
pin in
too,
him.
and he's like, dude. Once you get those dreams, you still got to keep it in check. What if he gets his dream and he's like, I'm on tour, I'm a jockey now, and he's eating burgers and stuff every day.
Yeah, so happy because he got some good money now.
Well, hopefully, you know, he became a jockey and didn't spend all the money at the buffet.
I don't know. I think he might have just be at that motel
Yeah,
on Pack Ave.
living at the motel.
What's that point in the whole dream where you like just become in love with the idea of the dream and not really the thing?
Yeah, not
And
doing
then you
it.
get the thing, and then you're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ride around on a horse in circles. This is stupid.
I hate riding
Yeah,
horses.
I go around once and then I don't do that again for how long?
What if he just tended to the horses and he did everything around it, and then he got on one and he was like, God, this sucks.
Dude, my
Oh.
ass fucking hurts.
Yeah, I'm not
This
going to
thing-
be able to
No.
do this every day. This is stupid. I was just trying to do this to
Do
get
you have
away
an
from my
opening
wife.
for a stable boy or?
Oh,
I was trying to get...
where is he now? Where are they now?
I know.
What was the thing he said about it? He was like, I come from a family of 4 kids and a wife.
He twists stuff.
Maybe he's like just
He
trying
sounded
to
like
get
he
away
was
from that.
shit-faced.
Yeah, he was pretty shit-faced.
That'll help.
Yeah.
And when it comes to getting on horses and winning races.
Well, it just helps.
He's all
It just helps you keep your spirits up.
Yeah.
While you wait. for your
Especially
dream to
around
show
here,
up.
like you have like Emerald Downs, isn't it an open? Like if you were running in the rain, how dumb is that? It's terrible. I don't want to be out here. It's freezing. This horse doesn't want to be out here.
Yeah.
It's showing me every
every
like
time.
every step it takes. It's showing me it doesn't want to be out here. You got to be drinking to do that.
It's bad the horse can't drink.
Yeah. Those horses would be wasted every
Dude,
day.
I would go to that every night. I would go to the drunk horse
racing.
every
Do it all-
night, all night. I would be a gambler, everything. I would be all the way done.
It would
That's
just
one
be
of the best
about like
things.
which horse could get around the track without pass it out.
We need to stop talking about this out loud because we need to figure out a game plan on the business. That's a
It'll
lot
never
of
fly
money.
past the ASPCA
That's a
or
lot
PETA or
of
whoever.
money. No, we just go to a different country. I don't care. It's a lot of money in that.
Yeah.
Drunk horse racing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love it.
The horses could drink that squirrel beer, so we could at least keep it in the animal kingdom.
That just got real. I'm having a bad acid trip.
It's like we need those squirrel beers. 56% alcohol, dude. It's the only thing that's good. That's like a Coors Light to them.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to give a lot of
because they're
squirrel
horses.
beers.
Sitting on the stump with their legs crossed, like drinking a squirrel beer
They're teetotaling a squirrel beer.
with a forefinger. I'll bleed it out.
4-finger horseshoe.
Yeah, just bleed the fuck out. Hey, pass me that Hennessy. And a Henny dog. Wow. You know what? I think we need to wrap this up. It's getting into like we're doing slumber party giggles.
Horses are popping crystal.
Now I'm starting to see too many things. I gotta go to sleep. Oh man, that was a really fun time though, Dave.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks for filling in. That was awesome. Thanks for going through the technical difficulties that we didn't have. That was cool.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Dan's gonna be coming back. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So if you want to check out Dave Bloomfield's stuff, you can look at him, look at his face on Facebook, or you can go to Instagram and look at Starheadboy. If you want to check out Jeff's music, Off Model Music on SoundCloud. And if you want to check out what I'm doing, you can just look at my Instagram, Jeremy N. Gregory, or at Jeremy N. Gregory, sorry. Almost forgot how it goes. These kids.
Yeah, I don't know how that one goes.
Their hashtags.
Thank you. Stay alive.
Yeah. Hashtag stay alive.
Hashtag stay alive. for sure.
I am going to be a jockey.
Yeah.
That's my goal, man. God
Yeah.
bless you for that.
That's cool, man. Good luck.
I'll
Work on
see
your
you one
journey.
day, okay?
Thanks. See, those are cool stories. That's what I'm talking about.